That game was pretty crazy right from the start. Welcome around the bonfire, everybody. It's Darrin Bauming here on Bonfire Sports Game Day After Dark. Thanks for joining us. Great to see everybody in the live chat. Were you at the game tonight? Were you watching at home? Were you watching the Sea Bears on TSN and then flipping to the Bombers on TSN and back? A lot of people playing with the channel flipper today. I don't know where you want to start. Let me know in the live chat. Where do you want to start with this one? Willie Jefferson, man possessed tonight. Trey Vavl, revenge game after a tough one last week in their loss to the Argos, but just a huge win for Winnipeg. Final score 40-31. They killed enough clock. They put up enough points late to win by 9. And it's amazing. 9 points is what the Blue Bombers scored in the second half, but they dominated possession. When they turned the ball over, they took it back. Tony Jones, guys on special teams, Retta Cramdy, Kyrie Wilson, but it was all led by Willie J tonight. Holy cow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Monica joining us in BC. Great to see you. Friesen, our good friend, old school OG here on Game Day After Dark and Game Day Winnipeg, our pregame with Chris Walby. Jefferson player of the game, says Friesen. Vavl, Walby's warrior. I like it. Joel Kevinson, another old friend. Scary to watch. Schnitzy, who will join us in a few minutes' time, Zach Schnitzer, was at the game. He just texted me. It was pandemonium, says Schnitzy. He says he has no voice left. Well, we will be the judge of that when he joins us here on Game Day After Dark in a minute. Waiters in the live chat. Let's go, says Waiters. Kyle says, I can't read the chat. I haven't off the wagon. I think I know what you mean by that. Wow. But Peter and Barflies and Everett and Jan, great to see everybody in the live chat tonight. Drop us a comment. Drop us a like. We'd appreciate that a lot. We have got so much to get to on the postgame show tonight. We have video highlights of all of the critical plays in Winnipeg's win and the good, the bad, and the ugly, as we always do here on the postgame show. Call it and say it like it is. You know, it's a little bit surprising to me that we talked about Willie Jefferson last week here on Game Day After Dark. And I think it was Mandy Moore fan and myself kind of having a back and forth about Willie Jefferson's best footballs behind him. Some people disagreed with me that I said Willie Jefferson is playing his best football of his career right now. Well, how did he finish tonight? Let's take a look at the stats. Why don't we take a look at the stats? Here's Willie Jefferson. Well, there's Tony Jones with 4 tackles, an interception, with a 15-yard return after that pick as well. Had a knockdown, 6 total defensive plays. Willie Jefferson. I don't think these numbers are complete. No, you know what? Maybe they are. There's the knockdowns. 4 knockdowns for Willie Jefferson. Had, there, you guys can see now on the screen. There's knockdowns, 4 for Willie Jefferson. A forced fumble for Willie Jefferson. He had the strip on the scoop and score touchdown for second-year Blue Bomber. First-year, I would say, regular contributor, Jay Person, Mr. Person. Had that scoop and score for the Bombers tonight. Jefferson also had a sack, had a defensive tackle, and he just wreaked havoc from start to finish. It was insane. The level of play we got from Willie Jefferson was similar to the Grey Cup several months ago. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Late in the game, I want to pull this up. A defensive series of plays, a series of defensive plays for the Bombers. It started with this. 1st and 10. Less than 3 minutes left. Toronto trailing by 6. Okay. And that is Reda Cramdy getting to the quarterback. This was after the Tavares McFadden interception. There he is there. We'll talk a lot about Chris Streveler a little bit later, as well as Zach Collaros. But the crowd, 11 sellouts? I've lost count. How many sellouts? Let me know in the live chat. Straight sellouts the Blue Bombers have had. Crazy. 1st and 10, they get a knockdown from Kyrie Wilson. I'm going to show you that again. Okay. Here it is. Cramdy gets to the quarterback. That's Kyrie Wilson who knocks it down. They didn't show a replay of it, so it was tough to see. There's Tony Jones, who made some plays. This was following his interception as well. But then you just saw it there. This play here. 2nd and 10. And it's a 3-man front. They're creeping up a 4th. So they'll bring 4. Tony Jones and Willie Jefferson on the right side. Jefferson's just battling, right? 2 guys on him. That was his 4th. No, that was his 3rd knockdown of the game. And we saw a lot of that tonight. Willie J. Is he strumming the banjo? Is he strumming the guitar? I have an opinion on what he's strumming. Is it a guitar? Is it a banjo? I'd like to hear your opinions in the live chat. Knockdowns are so deflating for quarterbacks. And Willie Jefferson was just killing dudes tonight. That was back-to-back knockdowns from the Bombers defense to force a 2-0. Then later, here is the Bombers defense again making plays happen. This is with less than 2 minutes left. Still a 6-point ball game. Here's Jefferson on the left side. Great move to slip the tackle. Just a beautiful stutter step. Little slip. Not quite a swim move, but essentially the same result or the same effect. Watch this replay. There's Jefferson on the right side of your screen. Okay. That move to the inside. I'm going to pull it back. That move to the inside. Absolutely cooked 51. Just cooked him. And then Arbuckle, in despair, distraught, pressured. And Willie J has another knockdown. Hits the slip and slide, cruises into the end zone. And here it is, 3rd and 10. With 1:40 left. Toronto needs the first down. And great pressure again from 4. Tony Jones almost gets home. And Trey Vavl, who, did get beat tonight, did what he needed to do right there on defense to get a turnover on downs. Winnipeg's D... Here we go. We're back. Winnipeg's defense... it was a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde, but the sign of a good defense isn't just being perfect. Okay? Nobody's perfect. A sign of a good defense is the resiliency and making the big play when you need it, when it matters, in the clutch. And it was a little bit of Trey Vavl tonight. It was a little bit of a little bit of Trey Vavl. I'll correct myself. It was a lot of Trey Vavl. A lot of Trey Vavl. in the special teams. Where do we got it here? Do I got it? Yeah, here we go. This was in the first quarter. Now, kind of nuts. 93 yards to the house. Trey Vavl fumbled last week, and it really cost Winnipeg. It was a moment that really shifted momentum, allowed the Argos to just kind of grab the reins of that game last week in Toronto and help them capture a definitive victory. But tonight, Trey Vavl became the 17th player in CFL history to have 2 kick return touchdowns. Second Blue Bomber ever. I think Keith Stokes is the other. I'm not sure of that. But what a huge welcome back to home turf for Trey Vavl. We talked about him in the early part of the season, how he runs with violence, how he runs hard. Watch this. There is no hesitation, no fear. Right there. Just that quick left-right move and then breaking the foot tackle and taking it to the house. Trey Vavl, huge tonight. No doubt he'll come away with a game ball. No doubt he'll come away with a game ball. I didn't notice that. Hang on a second. I got to pull this for you guys. Check this out. I don't know if you noticed this. After Trey Vavl's touchdown, his first touchdown on specials. Here we go. He goes to the sideline, and there he is. Gets an embrace from head coach Mike O'Shea. Oh, yeah. That was Osh. There he is. Always coaching. ABC. Always be coaching. As they say at the coaching clinics. Never miss an opportunity to coach. A young player like Trey Vavl, no doubt he was in the film room working this week. No doubt he was on the field and in the gym working this week, saying, how can I help this team win? Leighton Janice asking, Schnitzy logging in tonight? Oh, yeah. Schnitzy will log in tonight. He is en route from the Madhouse on Matheson to Bonfire Studio B in the Schnitzer basement. New studio for Schnitzy as well. Yeah, Tracy O says it. Love, love, love O'Shea. He's always got his players back. That is very true. That is very true. Speaking of Schnitzy's new studio, how about his co-host on WST? Their new show, The Bombers Report on Mondays? Yeah, Connor Hrabchuk. He asks, where were you for the Trey Vavl legacy game? Yeah, where was I? Where was I? Maybe we'll talk about that a little later. Where was I tonight? Yeah. Love how everyone's engaging in the live chat. We got more video highlights. We got more. Big ups to Zachary Nolan, who, the Nolan Hockey Podcast. Zach was at the game for reasons beyond cutting highlights. And, he's inside the Blue Bombers locker room as we speak, getting interview visual and audio for you here on GameDay After Dark. Just for that alone, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tonight, Zachary Nolan was awarded something on the field during the third quarter from the legendary GOAT play-by-play voice of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Bob Irving. Zachary Nolan was named the 2025 Bob Irving Sports Scholarship Award winner. So congratulations, Zeno. You did it, buddy. Zachary Nolan, the Nolan Hockey Podcast. Find him on socials. Find his YouTube. He's kind of got all types of stuff up there. Waiter saying, I'm guessing Jamal Parker will be out for a bit. Yeah, he might be. He might be. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Do I have the, yeah, okay. I got it. Zeno clipped this for us tonight. He clipped it. So here it is. Trey Vavl making it happen again. Late in the second quarter. Already returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Here he is returning a punt for a touchdown. This one, 97 yards to the house. Trey Vavl revenge game. Big time. Andy Johnson mentioning in the live chat, tackling still a concern in the back end. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. James in the Peg, did the Blue Bombers lose in the stats but win in the game? What exactly is it that matters? What is it that matters? Winnipeg won 3 games to start the season, lost 3 games decisively, frankly got the pants beat off of them, and then they show a very strong, resilient performance tonight in front of a sold-out crowd at Princess Auto Stadium. Canadian Advantage. I'm late. Janarian who? Yeah. Monica's got it. Vavl worked tonight. When I first read that, I thought it was like Vavl wrecked tonight. How about this, man? I'll straighten out your camera. You are a little bit choppy.
Why am I so choppy?
I don't know. What's going on? How many apps you got open on your computer?
Dude, my wife plugged me in with the Ethernet. I'm like the Tin Man who suddenly got infused with real flesh and blood, and I should be sharp as sharp can be. I don't know what's going on, dude.
How many apps you got open on your computer?
I got a few, but I always have a few.
Close them up.
All right. Here we go. Closing them up. It's going to affect the show, folks. I don't have all my stats in front of me. I'm closing everything up.
Mischievous Wolf commenting essentially what I've been talking about from the top of the show. Willie Jefferson had a great game tonight. Willie Jefferson is still top 5 players in the CFL, regardless of position. He is the real deal. He will be in the Hall of Fame. He will be in the Blue Bombers Ring of Honor. And I'll just say it right now. He will be in the conversation for most outstanding defensive player this week. He'll be in the conversation. Like I'll say it right now. He will be a CFL All-Star, not a West Division All-Star. Willie Jefferson will be a CFL All-Star in 2025.
Yeah. I mean, Darrin, I'm sorry, folks. I have no voice left.
And you're in 240p, as Tracy
says.
Like
my camera is as blurry as my voice is hoarse.
I think you probably have a lot of tabs open or something.
I don't. I shut everything down, dude. Well, I got a couple things here, but it doesn't usually. Anyway, people don't care. Listen, Jeffrey Town, and I told you you'd come on the show, buddy. I knew you'd be on the chat. Mm-hmm. Darrin, I don't know how other fans feel tonight, but I am freaking exhausted. Like I don't remember being that exhausted after a win, after a game. That was exhausting.
Why?
I have no voice left.
Why was it exhausting? Just because of the emotional roller coaster?
Well, they were up by what? They were up by what? 18 points? And I was, and then the offense, like just the ups and downs of the game, the offense and kept giving the ball back, Jason Hogan kept making boneheaded decisions, Darrin. And they kept letting the Argos back in. An example of what? Do you want to get into that now?
Yeah, just fire me an example of something you didn't like Jason Hogan doing tonight.
Up by 6, trying to kill the clock in the red zone with Chris Streveler, who'd thrown 2 picks already, one of which was absolutely awful, into like triple coverage.
Mm-hmm.
The Bombers were hanging on for dear life. The only reason they were in that game, Darrin, was because of 2 Vavl kick and punt return touchdowns, a defensive touchdown, 97 yards of Toronto penalties, and Jason Hogan has Chris Streveler, and I think it was even on first down. I'd have to look back. I don't know, because the genius, I say genius with big quotation marks, the Genius Sports information had Winnipeg winning 14-7 in the
I know,
third
it was
quarter
jammed up
at
all night, but
halftime.
it's good now, and we're looking at it. What was it that Jason
was
Hogan
awful.
did that
But
you
listen,
didn't like?
Jason Hogan has Chris Streveler in the red zone up by 6, throwing a corner route. What are you doing?
What was the down and distance? Like, help me understand.
Okay, I'd have to look back, because again, Genius Sports wasn't working at the time, Darrin. So I didn't have the stat. I don't know if it was first down or second down. I think it was first down. But why in God's name, when you're up by 6, you're trying to salt the game away? Worst case scenario, you run Brady twice and you kick a field goal to go up by 9 with like very little. I think there was 2 minutes left or a minute and a half left, Darrin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there I am. Look how sharp I am now.
See what I did?
What did you do, Darrin?
You listen to me, kid. I'll take you places. You look great.
Of course I look great. I'm Schnitzy. Of course I look
Wow.
Look at me. Well, you know my
one win
personality.
does to Mr. Blue Bombers?
I'm wearing the chain, man. Here comes the chain. Yeah. Listen, dude. It is inexcusable that Chris Streveler was throwing the ball in that situation. At the best of times, Chris Streveler is not an accurate quarterback, and he was off today. I know he has a nice 82% completion percentage, okay, for a $187 or something.
He made a couple nice throws tonight.
He made a nice 37-yard throw over the middle of the Dembski in between the linebackers and the secondary. But Darrin,
he can throw better. He's throwing better.
I will die on this hill.
Mm-hmm.
There is absolutely no reason. Joe Pascucci is saying it was first and goal, first and 10 inside the. Hey, Joe Pascucci, wow, he's on, and that's awesome. Hey,
Scooch.
Joe, out of yours,
my
Scooch.
guy.
Inside the 15, 2 minutes remaining.
Winnipeg legend.
Joe Pascucci says it. He then I believe it. Right? He's a legend. Right? Darrin. First down, you are asking Chris Streveler, when you don't even need a touchdown to put the game away at this point. You are asking Chris Streveler, who at the best of times is an inaccurate quarterback, to throw a freaking corner route? Are you out of your mind? I don't know the last time I was that angry in a situation at the game, Darrin. It was inexcusable. He hung the defense out to dry, and like, he should be buying that defense and Trey Vavl and that return team blocking steak dinners for a week.
Are you talking the McFadden interception?
Bailed his ass out, Darrin.
You talking the McFadden interception?
I don't remember who it was. It might have been McFadden. I'm not sure, again, because Genius Sports was being very genius. Darrin, the defense, particularly Willie Jefferson, bailed his ass out tonight. He should buy Willie Jefferson groceries for a year. Because if the Bombers had lost that game, Darrin, that's a fireable offense in my opinion. Maybe that's hyperbole, man. But the defense gave him a touchdown. They had 8 knockdowns.
First and 10 from the 14. Here's Streveler.
Inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That is a garbage play call. Maybe Zach Collaros in his prime should be throwing that ball. Like, look at that woman. That's how my heart felt. My heart clenched.
Oh,
it's inexcusable play calling. Inexcusable.
All you had to tell me, I'm just saying, all you had to tell me was they picked it off in the end zone and be like, oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Well, listen, We have to work on our cues. Obviously, we'll do next game. I'll leave the game early so you and I can do a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And Darrin, shout out to you, buddy, for pulling double duty tonight, my friend. Sea Bears play in stadium play by play.
I'm working with half information here tonight.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah.
And then he comes on and does quarterbacks this show. Unlike Chris Trevler, you're more like Bo Levi Mitchell quarterbacking this show. And maybe I'm, I don't know.
Am I playing the best football of my career, Bo Levi?
You're amazing. And I'm Joey Corcoran catching 2 passes for 16 yards tonight. I should have known better. I should have given you a little bit more information there. Can I blame Genius Sports a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, the stats glitched and they got him back. I'll give him a ton of credit because there's a lot that goes into that and they got it back. If they didn't get it back, I'd be all about, hang on. If they didn't get it back by the end of the game, and I think they got it back by the end of the third quarter. If they didn't get it back, I would be all about shitting on them, but they got it back. So good on them. Big ups to all those hardworking people that do it. I know you're upset. That's fine.
No. I don't know if fans care about this discussion about Genius Sports, but let me just get it out of my system. Let me get it out of my system, Darrin.
Yep. You know what? Hang on. Save it for Westwood Wide to the right. Okay.
Oh, I have other Westwood.
I want to talk about that play call. Fine. I want to talk about that play call.
Okay? You're not going to defend it, are you?
I want to talk about it. Man, you are
Darrin.
Spicy.
I'm not going to swear at you like Walby and drop F-bombs on the show.
He never swore at me. He swore on the show. He didn't swear at me.
Oh my God. Walby was
check it out. Check out the pregame show if you haven't yet, everybody. That was fun.
Yeah, Walby
that was a lot of fun.
Walby was on point.
So here's the play. We'll see it again. Hang on, I'll pull it back. I like pre-snap here. Got to see the pre-snap. It looks like man coverage with a safety to the left side, and it's one-on-one. Yeah, they took a shot.
Why?
Why? You know what? Yeah, you know what? Hang on. I saw someone in the crowd just there that pretty much sums up how you're feeling. Look at the crowd shot here. Incredible work by TS setting this crowd shot. What are they doing?
Yeah.
I just want to say a couple things. It's important context. A couple things go into that. It could be a play call saying, look, if we get one-on-one, I want to take a shot. Okay. Then that would be on Jason Hogan, the offensive coordinator. That could have been a play call change at the line of scrimmage. It could have been something that they had been seeing throughout the night. And it's like, okay, if you see that, maybe you want to do it. It's up to you. They give power to the quarterback, right? Maybe it was the play call. Maybe it was a fire call at the line of scrimmage. Who knows? But yeah, probably not what they should have been doing. Leading by 6 with 3 minutes left.
But Darrin, even if let's say it's a
lot of time too. It's a lot of time on the clock.
Let's say it's something at the line. I still think the OC wears the goat horns for that, because that shouldn't even that should be coached into the players, situational awareness. Oh, if you see one-on-one, go for it. Not inside of 3 minutes when you're nursing a 6-point lead and you've hung your defense out to dry the entire half. Mm-hmm. And Strebler is not the most accurate quarterback. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, everything you said, and I appreciate the context, Darrin, I really do. And I think you bring up some good points.
Strebler was 81% tonight. He missed 4 passes. They
were short passes, Darrin.
They
were
4.
all short.
Schnitzy, he threw the ball 21 times. He missed 4. I know I didn't watch the game super close, but I had it on while I was calling the Seabears game. I saw him drop in a beautiful pass on second and long.
One beautiful pass, Darrin.
Okay. So that's what you're saying, Schnitzy. Chris Trevler had one beautiful pass tonight. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 17 to 21.
Yeah, Darren, I was
Get
at
3
the
picks.
game. I
Get 3
watched
picks.
every pass. Okay. He
Get
had
3
one
picks. Get 3
beautiful
picks.
37-yard pass to Dembski in between coverage. The rest of his passes were
That's fair.
dump offs and screens and hitches and short curls. Like he had a push pass to Dembski, which turned into like a 20-yard sweep, I think. Again, I Darren, he wasn't. You cannot tell me Chris. No, did Chris Streveler manage the game and win? Sure, I guess you could argue that.
3 picks. I mean, yeah, he managed
But
it just enough.
this game was won by the defense and by the special teams.
I'm only playing
Hands
contrarian here. I'm only playing contrarian. So
hands down,
hap,
the defense
ups to you.
gave them 7 points. The special teams gave them 14. Chris Streveler was not good. He had 3 interceptions.
He was not good passing.
He ran a couple times decently well. He doesn't have the same speed he used to have. He tried to outrun. I forget who the D.
Does Chris
defensive
Streveler
end.
need speed?
I think when he was most effective, he needed speed because then defenses didn't know how to defend him, Darren. Because he can outrun the angles, right?
The RPO that they ran tonight.
Yeah.
Just to let people know, RPO, run, pass, option. It means you can hand it off, run. You can take it yourself, run. You can pass it. You have those options. When you see Chris Streveler or a quarterback kind of holding it in the belly, he's holding it. He's not handing it off. He's kind of holding it there. Like, am I going to keep it? Am I going to hand it off? That's RPO. They ran it really well tonight. And this drive, 6 plays, 60 yards after a kind of a crazy back and forth with Vavl's kickoff return touchdown, immediately following the Cam Judge pick 6. That pick, I'll talk the Cam Judge pick 6. I ain't hanging that on the quarterback. Well, let's take a look at it.
Wait, can you go back to when you're talking about RPO? Go back a couple plays when you say that it was working, because I saw it. Now, admittedly, I was watching live, so sometimes it's tough to see, especially because my seats are in like row 11, so I don't get the depth I would like sometimes. But I thought some of their read option stuff where Streveler was holding the ball, looking to see if the D end was crashing. To my eyes, anyway, I thought there were quite a few times where Chris Streveler just gave it to Brady, regardless of what the defensive end was doing.
Watch right here. Watch this play.
Yeah, when he rolled him out, it was very effective, and I thought they should have done it more.
That was a nice pass. Watch that one again. Whew. That's a nice play call, and that's a nice
very
pass.
Good play call.
That's a nice pass.
That's fair. That's a nice pass. I thought when they rolled Strevy out on the bootlegs there, I thought he did really well. I don't know why Hogan didn't have him do more of that, to be honest, because he seems to throw really well on the run. A couple of his touchdowns, Darren, this year have been nice throws on the run.
Great comment from Jeffrey Townsend. If Streveler plays next week, Dave Dickinson finished his game plan 20 minutes ago. Salty. I like that.
So the read option stuff where the quarterback holds the ball, he looks to see what the defensive end is doing. And if the defensive end crashes, then Chris Streveler should pull the ball and run around, because he should have a free lane there. Right. And they tried a lot of that. But what I noticed, and admittedly, I'm not a coach. I'm not a football coach. I never even played football, mostly because I sucked at it. But it's too bad. I always dreamed of being the Bombers' starting running back. I was pretty good on the playground, but my dad broke his nose like 7 times playing football, and he wouldn't let me play. Anyway, Darren, what I noticed, and I'm going to rewatch this game. If Streveler would do the read option, but when he should have pulled it and ran around the end when the D end crashed, I noticed that he just kept giving it to Brady. And a couple, like 2-3 times, and I was like, your job is to pull it and go around the edge. But I mean, I think we're getting into the weeds here. Let's look at this interception, because this was a grown moment, because this team, how many pick sixes have the Bomber quarterbacks thrown in the last few games, Darrin? The Collaros threw 2, Streveler threw 1. What was there one last game too?
Yep.
In Toronto. So that's 4, and this would be the 5th pick 6 in 3 games.
Yeah. Like,
which is pretty backbreaking.
Winnipeg won the turnover battle tonight 4-3.
Yeah.
So
let's look at that pick again. For those on podcasts, you should be watching on YouTube.
Yep.
But
you can find us. It's really easy to find us anywhere. BonfireSports.ca /Facebook /YouTube /IG /Instagram. It doesn't matter. Just type in bonfiresports.ca /live. It'll take you to our live page on YouTube. Bonfiresports.ca /X or /Twitter. Both of them work. Take you right where you need to go. Very easy. Yeah, they should be watching on YouTube. But stay subscribed on your podcast app. That's good too. Too many pick sixes, says Jan. Yeah, agreed. Look, I am a person that always wants to be accountable. Okay. Where is this here? There was a comment from somebody. Yeah, there's Matt Lane. DB, did you watch the game? You are wrong. I could
Thank you, Matt Lane.
You know what? I probably am wrong. I could be wrong because I had an eye on the game. I did not watch it. Okay. So full disclosure, and like, I'll take accountability. I'm not going to sit here and try to BS my way through watching the game through an eye while calling a basketball game. Okay. Yeah, the Seabears are my priority. They employ me to be their stadium announcer. So I'm going to watch this game again. I think I'm going to listen to the radio broadcast on the way to the lake tomorrow, because I'm driving for a couple hours.
You're not inviting me to the lake? What the hell, Darrin?
Dude, you've been to the lake 8 times in the last month, and you haven't invited me once. You didn't invite me to New York. You didn't invite me to Toronto. You didn't invite me to the wedding in Winnipeg that you were at. You were at a wedding in Winnipeg too, right?
What?
Jerk.
Now you're just making shit up.
No? Didn't you have?
I don't remember being.
Oh, you went to Toronto and New York. Didn't you go to something in Winnipeg?
Well, I live in Winnipeg, so I have probably gone. I have attended things in Winnipeg.
That's true.
Went to work, went to the gas station today. Okay, let's go back to that interception, please. I want to see
the pick six.
The pick 6, buddy.
Yeah,
I want to see it, because honestly, live, I was actually looking down at my phone at that moment.
You were getting beers.
I only had 1 beer. People always think I'm loaded. Like, I hardly
because
drink,
you're
folks.
Insane.
Yes, I am insane. I am certifiable. Yes, I have been
certified.
Yeah,
by
like
physicians.
Yes, I have.
Absolutely. We're gonna watch a replay here, kind of the video game style. I'll give TSN a lot of credit again. The spider cam, the cable cam, whatever you call it, they had it, I think, organically as camera 1 for the Trey Vavl return touchdown, the first one. But we'll get that video game view, that spider cam view of Chris Streveler, the line of scrimmage in front of him, the D front of the Argos. It was Anthony Lanier who tipped this ball, and Cam Judge, Johnny on the spot to grab it. Okay. I am never going to put that throw on the quarterback. Why? Okay, look. Streveler is throwing it right here between these 2 D linemen that he sees. Okay, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Lanier is here on the left side, and Streveler thinks I'm going to throw it through the 2 on the right. And Lanier kind of drops back a bit and uses that long reach he's got to tip that ball. That's a huge defensive play. And Cam Judge, just like, I think they call that proprioception, to contort his body like that. Proprioception, I think, is an individual's ability to know where their body is in space. To twist like that I got too many friends that are
But Darrin,
kinesiologists.
can I ask you something here? If you folks were looking at the pick six in the first quarter, if you're on
I'm just saying,
podcast,
give the Argos credit right there.
yeah,
That's a heck of a
absolutely.
good play.
But I think Bomber fan asks a decent question here because he always does, or she. We don't actually know.
Who's that?
Or they. Bomber fan. Bomber fan's always my favorite. Not my favorite person to chat because I love all of you, but Bomber fan always has some interesting takes, and I feel like Bomber fan is a coach because Bomber fan seems to know a lot about football. I actually was watching that replay, Darrin, and I wondered, and maybe you have a different opinion, where was that throw even going to, though? Was there an open receiver?
I can see clear as day where that's going.
Okay.
I'll
you and Bomber fan, hell in a cell, baby.
Yeah, that's the lion, hey? Look. He's throwing it to this receiver right here, who there.
Which one?
This receiver right here. There's Dembski on the out route. It looks like it's 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙀, I think.
So 𝘎𝙤𝙀 on a slant?
Yeah, like on a dig. He's just running an in route. He's delivering that ball, like Lanier tips it there. He's delivering that ball there. There's McManus and 𝘎𝙤𝙀 right behind him. I think you guys can see my my mouse, my cursor. And 𝘎𝙤𝙀 kind of stops, but there he is right there. He was going to move into this space. There's another guy, like look at this space. That's where he was throwing it. I don't know what you're talking about. Or like, I don't think that ball was going anywhere. Watch it. Right there. Right there.
All right. What do you think, Bomber fan? What do you think? Tell us what you think, Bomber. Bomber fan's also questioning Strevy's lower body in that throw, whether he was actually set. Interesting, Bomber fan. I like it. Yeah. I like it. This is a good debate.
I completely disagree. That's a good. It's pretty obvious where that ball's going into that space. Yeah, look at Corcoran, completely open. Oops, that's not the right comment. There it is. Says Matt Lane. Anyway, you want to get into Walby's Warrior? Westwood wide to the right?
Yeah, baby.
Your Happy Honker Award? I would love to know, as we always do, in the live chat. What was your bonfire burning point tonight? The moment that swung the tides in favor of the Bombers to come away with their 40-31 win. As I check a text here from Zeno. Oh, hey.
Hey, hold on a second. We got to give Zeno some props, Darrin.
I did.
Did you? Oh, I did. I that was before I came on. Just because I wasn't there. Zeno, congratulations on winning the illustrious Bob Irving Scholarship, my friend. That is absolutely awesome. Congratulations to you. That's a big accomplishment. So
well deserved.
Doing amazing things for Bonfire, keeping Darrin from pulling all his hair out. It's great.
A little bit.
Cutting clips.
A little bit, yeah.
He's a gooder. Walby's Warrior. This is okay. I could give Willie Jefferson a game ball, Darrin, because he was arguably the best player in this game. But the way I think of a warrior is just someone with a ton of intensity, tenacity, fight, will. And I would say, we've talked about this before, when Willie Jefferson wants to, Darrin, he can absolutely take over a game. I may even give him a freaking game ball too, and I don't think I've ever done that.
Well, you know what?
What?
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Willie Jefferson, let me read Willie Jefferson's stat line. He had a tackle. He had a quarterback sack. He had that forced fumble, which turned into the J-Person defensive touchdown in the first quarter. Like, that's literally Willie Jefferson scoring a touchdown. Like, he causes a touchdown, 7 points. And he had 4 knockdowns. That and 2 in a row in the fourth quarter. Like, big time players make big time plays in big time moments, right?
That strip sack he had, it was a strip, right?
Yeah.
That led to the J-Person touchdown. Yeah, as you mentioned.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Schnitzy.
I just thought Willie Jefferson was absolutely unbelievable, especially when the offense hung him out to dry. That defense, he came to play. Didn't matter if the defense was just on the field, Darrin, and then Quentin Cooley drops that kickoff or punt or whatever kickoff, I think, puts the defense back on the field immediately on like the 40-yard line, and they know. Willie Jefferson was an absolute game wrecker. And
let's hear from. Sorry to interrupt. Let's hear from Willie Jefferson inside the locker room just moments ago.
First thoughts from you. What did you think?
Man, it was a good showing by the team, right? Offense, defense, special teams. Offense had a couple of hiccups and stuff like that, but the defense was there to pick them up. Special teams was there to dig us out of a hole and stuff and all that good stuff. It's just Winnipeg, team football, offense, defense, special teams, everybody playing for each other.
Big night for you to get in throwing lanes, doing your thing, right?
Well, definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's just me playing within the defense, right? Just trying to be disruptive, trying to be a dominant force, trying to get off the field on second down like we've been saying all week. That's what we've been wanting to do, get off the field on second down. If we can get off the field on second down and get a ball to our offense and let them run their offense, keep us out the field for a little bit of time, then we got a good chance.
The stats were kind of up and down today, up in the press box. I think they said you had 4 knockdowns. Have you ever had 4 knockdowns in a game before?
I have absolutely no idea. That's a question I don't know. I'm just adding them up at this point. I know I'm over 80 right now. I'm trying to catch up with these sacks, man.
What does this just do to, the 3 losses in a row were pretty ugly, but, what does this do to kind of get things back on the rails?
It just gets us back in that mode to winning, right? We got a tough Calgary team next week. We got to go out there. It's tough to win at McMahon. We just got to go out there and lock in, focus up, and try to repeat the same thing we did this week, right? Hopefully we can correct some mistakes, keep this momentum that we have, right? Especially on special teams, especially on defense. If we can carry this over into next week, we'll have a chance.
You guys always talk about how one team is different from the other. Every year is different. What are you learning about this group?
We got some playmakers, right? If we can get our hands on the football, or we can, just play together, communicate. Anything's possible, right? Offense, we got a lot of dynamic players, and then on defense, we got a lot of young guys, a lot of athletic guys that can make plays and that can burst to the ball and take it to the house if we have the opportunity, right? We just gotta lock in, focus up, make the most of our opportunities and just finish the plays. Like I said, when we get off the field on second down, we're a real dominant defense.
There's Willie Jefferson following the Bombers' 40-31 win tonight. I called this game a must-win game for the Bombers, and a lot of people are like, that's insane. It's August 1st. How could you say a game is a must-win? Well, others, look, the only must-win game is a playoff game or win and you're out of the no, that's an elimination game. The term must-win game has become so cliche and overused that people seem to think must win means must win or consequences. When people started saying must win, it was they need to win this game more than just they really need to win it. It's a must win. That's what it meant. I'm bringing it back. Because if they were 3-4, especially with Calgary losing, last night to Ottawa, 31-11, and you lose your 4th straight game, you lose at home with how they've lost 3 straight, it would have been it would be, where's Zach Schnitzer? This team it's over. It's over. Because you and I talked about it, Schnitzy, 0-4 start last year. Those were close losses. The team was competitive. These 3 straight losses were shit shows. They were beatdowns. They had the pants beat off of them. The response Winnipeg had tonight, it could have gone either way. Winning the turnover battle 4-3, getting 2 return touchdowns, getting defensive touchdowns. Willie playing out of his mind. If 1 or 2 of those things don't happen, they lose this game. but they showed resilience. It was the way that they played in this game. They weren't getting the pants knocked off them like they did the last 3 weeks.
Yep. Yeah. I don't have anything to add to that, buddy.
Well, you know what? That's okay. Because here's the head coach, Mike O'Shea, moments ago.
Who's this stranger in the front with the mic? There you are.
Showtime.
Okay. How's it going?
Not bad, how are you?
Good.
Three-phase football, touchdowns from all four phases. Look at that. Were you predicting a 70-point when you were dreaming about this one?
Yeah.
Predicting a 70-point game?
Well, I think we had a scoop and score last game too, and it's nice to see another one, right? I thought that whole play was executed extremely well from the front. Willie getting the ball out, a young guy, and Jay picking it up rather than laying on it, because there's an instinct to just jump on it right there. And we'll work on his ball security as he crosses the goal line. But and then Trey, I think the feeling inside, this building has been it's just going to be a matter of time for that kid to break one, and lo and behold, he has two.
Like you said, it seemed like before this game, he was just that close. One missed tackle away from breaking it. It was very interesting to talk to him in the room after the game. He's talking about learning how to be a pro. This kid is. He puts on himself. He didn't look like he's got enjoying himself.
That's high-end sport. I think you interview Olympic athletes or pro athletes, all different across various sports. I think at some point they all have to learn to enjoy it a little more, because it's always what I should have done better, or what I could do more of, the mistakes. You remember the mistakes more than you remember that peak emotion of crossing the goal line after scoring. I think, you go back and watch a whole game, I bet you he's thinking about another play he wants to have back, right? Which is, they're too young to be thinking that way. They need to enjoy it more, but I think that's across the board, across the globe, and high-end elite athletes.
You seem to make it a little bit harder than you should have on yourselves at the end. What was the line behind throwing that ball? It seemed like you got that first down so you could get into a position.
Yeah, I mean, you see how stacked the box is. I mean, there's throws on the board there. At some point, you have to do that too, right? But I'm okay with that. It's just, they're going to load the box. You do have to make them pay at some point, right? So.
I was curious. You know the rules better than anybody. In that play where it looked like they were interested in challenging. You got the two penalties, the offside and defensive pass interference. And it looked like they were interested in challenging that defensive pass or more offensive pass interference or whatever. If you accept the one penalty, deny the offside, can they challenge that penalty?
Oh, that's a good one.
And if they win, can they do you lose it?
Get the other one back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long email to Hackwood, to Darrin Hackwood. I don't know. I think we'll have to chat that one out. I can't see how two penalties against would end up benefiting the opposition. I just think common sense would prevail and say that's shouldn't be how that works out. Like the interception in the end zone, then a fumble, and then batted out of bounds. There's nothing that's going to make that play good for Calgary in the end unless they land on it in the end zone. You know that play we're talking about. I think it's the same thing. Two penalties against the opposition. How, no matter what I choose, how could that end up benefiting them? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Just last one, turnovers obviously are a killer. You get out of this one with the win, but how do you reduce those? It's 21 in 4 games.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think what matters most is what we do going forward. And like you said, we address it every week. We just have to be really conscientious with the football and decision making.
What about the defensive game plan tonight? A lot of knockdowns, a lot of pressure. What were your thoughts kind of on that?
Yeah, I thought overall the entire team, as we talked about three phase, I thought there was moments in the game where each phase stood up and fixed something that happened just before, right? So we throw a pick, and then we have a goal line stand and hold them, we get out in their field, we strip the ball away, score, they score, we return one right back for a score. I thought there was a lot of good stuff in that regard. Do I like all the stuff that went on in that second half? No, I think we can be smarter, but that's something to fix for tomorrow. We're going to enjoy this one tonight.
And Willie, 5 knockdowns, I think. 4 anyway, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Also,
there's head coach Mike O'Shea. Yeah, I understand that was a little bit quiet, but I think you can, if you're not on the bus right now from Princess Auto Stadium and like holding your phone up to your ear, I do think you can crank the volume and hear what Mike O'Shea had to say. They'll have that full presser up on bluebombers.com and their YouTube page as well. The Bombers did enough to win tonight, and they never ask how. They ask how many. How many wins did you have in 2025? Winnipeg needed a win. They found a way to win without their starting quarterback, without their future Hall of Fame. Well, you know what? You could probably say Kolaris is a future Hall of Famer too, but their future Hall of Fame left tackle, Stanley Bryant, with changes in the defensive secondary. Yeah, they made mistakes, but the tackling was better from what I saw. Would you say the tackling was better?
I thought there was maybe a handful of missed tackles, Darren, but I certainly didn't notice the miss. Kyrie Wilson missed one, but the other team this is so cliche, but of course the other team gets played too, right? Played. They get paid too, bud, right? Like there's some good athletes on the Argos. Did they miss the tackles or did the Argos make them miss? I didn't see tackling as particularly responsible for any big plays.
That's good because last week it was. Last week it was. Tackling was garbage.
It was atrocious.
Gary Schurz with
Gary, what's up?
You know Gary, okay. Well, Gary.
I know Gary well. I sat with him at the Grey Cup. Thanks to Gary.
Gary, welcome to the live chat. You've had a couple good comments tonight. Gary says, if Streveler ends up playing the next couple games, perhaps Jason Hogan could drop some more plays for Terry Wilson. Tough to imagine Streveler out-dueling Vernon Adams Jr. if healthy. VA, they kind of indicated on the broadcast that Vernon Adams Jr. is kind of being held out for preventative reasons, like, just give him a little bit more time. We don't know for sure if he will play next week when the Bombers are in Calgary for their third and final meeting of the season with the Stamps. But they've already lost that season series, right? So it's not that this game doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter in the season series. But here's the game. Saturday, August 9th in Cowtown, 6 p.m. Winnipeg time kickoff for Winnipeg's, what is it here? This is like their fourth game of an 11-game stretch between buys. There's their bye there in week 6, and there's their next one in week 18. Following Calgary, we'll just mention this. Following Calgary, home to Ottawa, August 14th. That's a Thursday night game, 7:30. In Montreal on Thursday, the 21st. And then the home and home. The Labor Day Classic, the Banjo Bowl. Schnitzy, you and I, and dozens of hardcore Bomber fans and football fans extraordinaire will be on the 1930 crew buses. Got the Huss bus with Hustler from WST and the Bomb bus. Maybe that's not a good name for it. The Bonfire bus. There you go.
Schnitz bomb.
The Schnitz bomb. Yeah. Bomb means tree. It's tree in German. Right. Tannenbaum. Right. Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
So we'll see if Vernon Adams Jr. is in the lineup. Keep it locked to our social medias. You can find mine in the video description below. I'll let you know what the news is throughout the week ahead of that game because Calgary's offense looked pedestrian without Vernon Adams Jr.
Well, they also had 4 of their 5 starting receivers out.
A lot of injuries. Yeah. But Winnipeg, that's what you can say about Winnipeg. Was their offense pedestrian tonight? Yeah. Probably fair to say that.
Well, and we're missing receivers too, right?
And missing your starting left tackle, and you're missing the guy that was starting at left tackle prior to that.
Yep. Absolutely. And keep in mind, I know he hasn't been in the whole season, folks. That's good. Waiters. I mean, Waiters is an OG. I mean, whatever Waiters says is gold.
St. James guy. St. James guy.
Is he Waiters?
I think so.
Oh, I like him even more. Actually, I don't care about St. James, but
Yeah, screw
I
you.
drive
with
by
that.
there I drive by St. James every day on my way to work. But
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was saying. So keep going there, Darrin.
Winnipeg's offense, pedestrian injuries, etc.
Yeah. So think about this. Like Schoen is out. You lose Kenny Lawler. You lose Cody Case, who wasn't doing much, but you lose Cody Case, and I hope he gets gets better soon. Right. You've got Clercius, who didn't even have a target tonight, which I don't know if that's because Trevler can't get the ball out to the wide side of the field very easily.
No.
He's a Z receiver. They often get overlooked, but I like Clercius. I would have liked to have seen him get involved.
See, that happens in games. Sometimes there's look, I played receiver. There'd be some games where they throw me the ball 10 times. There's other games where they didn't
throw
me
you the ball 10 times, Darrin. Come on.
Get lost, buddy. Get lost.
I didn't even get to play football. I'm just jealous and trying to bring you down to my level. Yeah. You're asking Eric Lofton, who played right tackle, to play left tackle, which is really, really challenging. That's like writing with your left hand if you're right-handed. Like it's crazy. So the O-line, there's a bunch of changes on the O-line, Darrin, right?
Kevin's Clercius is the biggest receiver the Bombers have.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You've got Joey Corcoran in there, who's a 5th-round Canadian draft pick.
Ooh, Songspire with a hot take. Left tackles don't win games. Adapt. Work without your top guy. They're without their top guy, and then they're without their next guy in line. In Micah Vanterpool on the one game.
Yeah. And the other thing, Darrin,
is your left tackle doesn't win you games. Maybe not directly, but your left tackle is probably your most important offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And is protection important? Especially when you're playing your backup quarterback.
No, in this game, Darrin, in terms of the receiving core, they essentially had 2 receivers. They had Nick Dembski, who had an exceptional game, and we'll talk about him in the game ball. Nick Dembski caught everything that was thrown at him and also was great on the ground. And Jareth Stearns. Those are your 2 receivers. So if I'm going to give Hogan and Strevler a little bit of a pass today, pardon the pun, they didn't have a lot to work with, right? They ground out a win, but this Bombers team today, Darrin, won in spite of their offense, not because of their offense. They won in spite of the offense. And like I said, Chris Strevler and Jason Hogan need to buy a steak dinner for the defense and special teams, particularly Willie Jefferson. Buy him groceries for the year.
Groceries
for his family. He's got 2 kids, a wife, Someone bought me groceries.
That's a late I owe you one though.
If someone bought me, if I did a solid
groceries,
for someone,
I'll text you the amount. And you can transfer me the $256 of groceries.
You don't have.
It's got to be like steaks or some beers or a bottle of whiskey or like some nice cigars or like these are football players, man. Groceries
could include steak.
Dude, go get some nice ribeyes. Go to that like favorite butcher of yours that like has that really good marinade and like get them some like
much it costs to
some
buy
like Korean cut ribs.
A family of 4.
Groceries.
Are you kidding me, buddy? Groceries.
Thanks for the Hey, how about you fill up my tank with gas? Meh.
Oh, gas for a year too.
For a
now,
year.
Bomber fan again. Good point about the
offense.
Jesus. How many touchdowns did this offense produce today? I think it was 1.
1.
Yeah. They were 1. I believe they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. They had 1 really good drive, which resulted in that in the first quarter to go up 14-7 to that Chris, capped off by that Chris Strevler 9-yard touchdown run, which was great. There was that drive, Darrin. It was going to be my bonfire burning point early, but I changed it later.
Average gain on offense 4.7 yards. That's not good.
No. This game was won in spite of the offense. I just want to talk about that first quarter drive that started at the 2:41 mark, tied 7-7. Okay, Toronto gets the pick 6 from Cam Judge, helped out with the assist by Anthony Lanier.
No big plays. Yep.
Then Vavl gets the 93-yard return touchdown. Then this defense stops Toronto. 2:41 of the first quarter. Nothing's really working on offense up to that point. They've had a couple of drives, pick 6, 2 and out, or maybe there was a Sergio Castillo doink from 45. Then they get Strevy out on the bootleg, so he runs to his right. He gets a nice gain. Then the Dembski sweep for like 20 yards. Then there's a read option. Dembski runs 7 yards, which opens up Brady Oliveira for an 8-yard gain. And then Strevy runs it in 9 yards for the touchdown run. 6-play, 60-yard TD drive to put the Bombers up 14-7. And at that point, Darrin, I was ready to applaud Jason Hogan because I thought he was adjusting on the fly. He was opening up the playbook. He had Oliveira running. He had Dembski running. He had Streveler running. He had Streveler on the bootleg. Like that's how you need to play in a Chris Streveler offense. And I thought that was a great drive. But then when he's trying to salt the game away late in the fourth quarter on 2nd and 4, with Brady Oliveira in the backfield, he throws the ball. I don't think I can hear you, Darrin. I think you might be muted.
Oh. So like,
I don't know
does
what
he
you
owe
just
everyone
said.
groceries or did he do some good things?
Jason
What is
Hogan, if he bought me groceries for a year right now, I'll never say anything bad about him again. Do
I
you know how
like
much
this comment
groceries
from
for a year
I don't
would
even know how the Bombers won, says Songspire.
Yeah, exactly.
Trey Vavl,
2nd and 4, he has Streveler throw.
Trey Vavl became the 17th player all time in the 100+ years of the Canadian Football League to have 2 return touchdowns in one game. Willie Jefferson went to work, and the Bombers defense scored points. And I would say they managed the clock well late in the game. Winnipeg is very good at that. They have been very good at that for years. Like Matt Nichols, game manager, those offenses handled the clock. Like that's Mike O'Shea football.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think they did enough to win, but this team won the game in spite of the offense. The offense had 1 touchdown drive, another drive that resulted in a missed field goal, and then 4 other field goal drives, one of which was off a couple interceptions and a short field from a turnover on downs. Like this, let me just say that we'll get into previewing the next game, I'm sure, especially with you and Walby. But this, so you talk about in football, it doesn't matter how, it just matters how many. I agree with that in some ways.
Football, any sport, doesn't matter how you win. Yeah.
But when you're in the 7th game of the season, I guess it's week 9. I'm so confused by those stupid bye weeks. Process matters too. And I say that, Darrin, because it does matter how you win, in the sense that the Bombers are not going to win many games if they expect a defensive touchdown and 2 special teams touchdowns to pace them to a win. They're not going to.
That. Dude,
but
no doubt.
But that matters, Darrin.
100%.
Because
I don't disagree with you.
This offense, I don't care if Collaros or Streveler is playing. There's other teams. There's been 7 or 8 starting quarterbacks go down this year so far.
It's like 20. What was that? 2019.
Yeah, exactly. Like when Brandon
talking about that on the broadcast last night.
Yeah. Like this offense needs to play more consistent, drive-sustaining football. Whether it's with Collaros, whether it's with Streveler, I don't think they're going to. I know lots of people on the chat are talking about Terry Wilson. Terry Wilson is not going to start. First of all, Terry Wilson isn't very good. From what I saw in the preseason, and in the Grey Cup, now Grey Cup was a bad spot, but hey, Comet, I don't think Terry Wilson has done very much. Now, do I think Terry Wilson could maybe stay in a play after short yardage? Sure. Or if they're on second and short, maybe throw a pass to 𝘎𝙤𝙧𝙨. I'd love to see that. But this offense, Darrin, absolutely has to find a way to stay on the field. Do they need to score 30 points a game? Not if the Bomber D-line or linebackers are knocking down 8 passes a game, which isn't going to happen either very often. Like, that is unbelievable. That's probably the most inspiring stat of the game. But this offense is going to have to find a way to march the field and get at least 3 long drives a game, 2 touchdowns at least, a bunch of field goals, because they are not going to win games this way. This was one of the most bizarre games I've ever seen, and I'm thrilled we won it. But they are going to have to figure it out. And Jason Hogan really has to sit down with Jarius Jackson and the quarterback room and figure out a way. And I'll give him, again, a bit of a pass. I know I'm talking forever. I'll stop now. They had a lot of guys. That O-line was really struggling. They allowed 5 sacks, but Bryant is out. Vanderpool is out. 2 of your 5 starting O-linemen are out. That's tough. Your receivers are out, right? Like, they get a bit of a pass, but they got to figure it out next game, and they got to get creative. I liked when Jason Hogan had a few good plays where Strebler got out on the bootleg, when they did the sweeps. Brady Oliveira had a huge second down conversion in the 4th quarter. He caught the ball out of the backfield for 19 yards. That's massive. Get creative.
I thought they were creative offensively.
At times, I thought they were. At times, I thought
that's a reassuring thing when you know
something to build on.
You have to play your number 2, 100%. Something to build on was Trey Vavl tonight. Let's go inside the Blue Bombers locker room and hear from him post game, following, frankly, a historic performance for the Blue Bombers rookie returner.
Being yourself and just 2004 just like kind of sent me back. Just remember, like, I've been doing this since I was a kid. Just keep being yourself and just doing what you do, you know.
You're the 17th player in CFL history to have multiple kick return touchdowns in a game. How does it feel to make history as a rookie?
It's amazing. It's a blessing, man. That's just God right there. God and the guys in front of me that's blocking. That's all it is, really. So I'm blessed. I'm happy, man. I couldn't be more thankful, you know.
You had a couple of fumbles early on in the year. Do you feel like you maybe done enough now to earn the job permanently?
Hey, man. I just go out there every play, do what I got to do best. Put on just my fault. My boy recording me, so my bad. What you say the question was my fault? My teammate was messing with me.
I was just saying, do you think you've done enough to earn the job permanently?
Oh, man, I'm just going out there to do what I can for my teammates, man. If I'm out there playing, then I'm out there playing. If not, and the coach don't want to put me out there, that's on them. That's their decision, but I'm going to put 110% out there what I'm doing, so whatever I can do for my team, it don't matter. If I'm on the bench giving them water or if I'm on that field, it don't matter, you know. I'm a Bomber at the end of the day. I'm going to do what I can for my teammates, you know.
Thanks, Trey. Great game.
We've been waiting for you to bust. It seems like we've been waiting for you to bust one every time you take the ball back. What was the difference today? Were the lanes open? Just obviously you were feeling things.
Just like I told him, man, like these first couple of games, you know, I'm just trying to get used to being a professional athlete. You know, I'm a rookie. I'm just trying to fit in with my teammates, be a good teammate, you know, not trying to turn the ball over. And it's been in my head a lot lately. And I just came here today and was just like, man, just decompress, just thank God, just believe in your teammates. I've been doing that the whole time, but, you know, just really just believe in them. Like Sergio, he sends me messages every morning, like, you're going to get one. Like, I have teammates that believe in me, so I just got to really just buy into the program. I'll just, you know, woke up, I was like, man, just buy in, just believe it, trust God, and, you know, just don't stress, because, like, this is a stressful game, you know, especially as a rookie. Like, I'm out there being the returner, and I don't want to mess up. Like, I'm carrying the organization in my hands, so I have that ball. So, you know, I just kind of relax today and just trust my blockers.
Yeah, he trusted his blockers and hit the hole for sure. Trey Vavl, just stick with it. Don't freak out. Don't worry. Trust. And he got it. Tico Napoli mentioning a cheek tattoo. No, that's eye black. He's got the cross. He's a Christian man. Cross on the cheek. But Trey Vavl, yeah. What a redemption game for him following a tough performance last week and a couple tough moments. Like, that's kind of the Mike O'Shea way. It drives us reporters bonkers. It's like, say it how it is, but he won't because he's got that player's back. And make the change. The guy's not performing. And he doesn't because he's loyal and he sticks with him. And it's for that right there. You see something in training camp, you're like, oh, this guy's got some juice. I like the way he runs. Fumbles a ball, botches a punt return, fumbles again a couple weeks later. And it would be very easy to be like, okay, Cody Case is our guy, or we'll put Dembski back there, or, like they have some options, right? Stuck with him.
Is Willie Jefferson in the chat?
He is. What's up, Willie J? Hey, guys. Nice
Get
game
him on
tonight,
the show.
Willie. Kind of been talking about you a little bit. My guy right there. That's
Willie, we were talking about you, bad. You absolutely took over this game. You absolutely took over this game. Like 4 knockdowns, strip sack, which leads to a touchdown. Unbelievable game by Willie Jefferson. They should have had you playing receiver too, buddy.
Yeah, somebody asked if you could play quarterback. They're joking, of course. We got into the Walby's Warrior, right? You gave it to Willie J.
Willie J.
Like it. I'll give my Walby's Warrior to that resilient man right there, Trey Vavl. To have that type of performance, to go house twice, huge. With how things have been going for him. Stuck with it. Yeah. Willie J says it. Just another great night at Princess Auto.
How about that smoke, Willie? Come on down to Winnipeg, and there wasn't very much smoke. Thank goodness.
About that smoke.
I was worried. I think it was I think the smoke rating was at a 4. Thankfully.
Phyllis, for real, he is in the chat. That is Willie J.
Willie Jefferson the third. 4 knock. Like
Trey Vavl is on. Trey Vavl is a YN on a mission. I'm going to leave it at that. I know what that is.
We can't elaborate on that.
No. Willie trying to get me in trouble.
Oh man.
You watch it.
Can we just talk? I know you want to get to the next award, but can we just give some love to a knockdown, like as a play, Darrin? We've talked about this on Bonfire many times, but if I had told you, Willie Jefferson got 4 sacks, you'd be like, oh my God, like let's look at the annals and the history of the CFL. Who's ever gotten 4 sacks? Maybe Tyrone Jones in the Grey Cup in, what was it, 84? 4 knockdowns is 4 drive killers.
Yeah.
Like that's
and the
like,
strip.
There's only 12 or 13 drives in a game.
The strip.
That means Willie Jefferson on 33% of the Toronto Argos drives killed their drive, forcing them to punt or turn it over on downs or kick a field goal. Like that is unbelievable production. And I think we should talk more about knockdowns because Willie's he's got 80 now. It's insane.
Lost track. He wants to go 100.
Right? And then the strip so
that's a sack, right? That's credited as a sack because you're stripping the quarterback. It's a forced fumble. It's a strip sack, right? That counts as a sack. Leads to the J Person touchdown. And you know what, Willie, if you're still watching, you were talking about J Person, I think. Were you talking to me about that? I don't remember. Anyway, maybe you were talking to someone else or just answering a reporter's question. And I saw that, but J Person is an athletic player, man. Him, Vaughters, Willie Jefferson. That's a nice. That's a nice group they got there. Edge guys, really nice group. Yeah. Okay,
what do we want to do next? Bonfire Burning Point.
Charlie Dufault answering a question I asked before you joined, Schnitzy. Was Willie J playing the guitar or the banjo when he celebrated?
I'm going to guess banjo because he loves to rub it in the faces of those wretched riders.
Well, that's what you're thinking. Because you like to experience Regina.
I do. Oh my God.
Is this a guitar or is this a banjo? I liked,
love it.
in particular, how that celebration got more emphatic, more colorful, a little bit more gyration in the Texas boys' hips.
Gyration. Oh, it's a guitar. It's a guitar. It's official. Willie Jefferson calls it a guitar.
Willie's still in the live chat.
Yeah.
Is it a guitar or is it a banjo, Willie?
It's a guitar. He says it right here. Guitar. Pull it up.
Where?
Or Ryan Friesen says it's spanking a child.
Rockstar lifestyle might not make it, says Willie J.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, he's playing the guitar. Yeah.
When you get a knockdown in the banjo bowl, can you adjust your celebration so that it's a little more of a banjo, just to celebrate the banjo bowl beatdown that will happen just like it does every year? Or is the people in Regina call it the Labor Day rematch because they're offended by the banjo bowl moniker? Oh, boo-hoo. Labor Day rematch. Give me a break. Have some fun. Laugh at yourselves. Just like the mayor of Regina called TSN, Darren.
So
righteous anger for Luke Wilson crapping on Regina. Even the media in Regina was crapping on Regina, calling the mayor soft, saying the downtown right now sucks. We can get into that maybe another time, but I thought that was hilarious.
So Willie J's from Beaumont. He's from Beaumont, Texas. I think it's kind of special. Willie J is in the live chat tonight. We're asking him.
Absolutely.
He says it's the guitar. Okay. So famous musicians from Beaumont, Texas. You got Willie Jefferson. You got Blind Willie Johnson. That's a real person who died in 1945, but is playing the guitar on his photo here. The Big Bopper, Mark Chestnut. Like, I really think Willie J, maybe the Big Bopper, they lead the way. Those are your famous guitar players from Beaumont, Texas.
There you go.
Oh,
it's a mecca of guitar.
I got more. Hang on. George Jones, who wrote one of my favorite songs, and that's "The Race Is On." Janis Joplin.
Hold on, Darren. I gotta stop you for a second. Willie Jefferson is asking if he can come on live just to say what's up. Can we make this happen? Can we call an audible at the line? I know that I'm putting this on you because this is beyond me.
I just hope I don't get in trouble.
Willie's offering. Willie's offering.
I'll see if I can send you something, Willie. Let me see here.
Give the people what they want. Willie.
Hey, while I'm trying to do this,
yes.
You got a Westward Wide to the right?
Westwood, always a Westwood wide to the right. Okay. Yeah, I do. I have, yeah. Okay, listen. It's halftime. Okay. I am trying to, I'm not saying I am curing cancer here. I'm looking up stats for the post game to be able to talk in an eloquent way and to add some context to what I say, just so I'm not talking out of my ass, Darren.
Okay.
And I am simply looking for some stats. Okay. There is one freaking game on at a time in the CFL. It's not like the NFL where there's like 8 games. There is one game. It's not like there's a brownout in Winnipeg and an electrical storm. Okay. This has been 3 years of ineptitude. Like, I'm sorry. I am not giving Genius Sports a pass for getting it right later on. Okay? You have the CFL, which attendance is fledgling in some markets. You know, you have Luke Wilson who's trying to stir the pot to get interest, to increase interest in the CFL, Darrin,
Mhm.
and you have Genius Sports at this juncture, 3 years later, after Randy Ambrosie said it would be a couple of months, fall on its face again. It's embarrassing. The score was, what do they have, 14-7 with 16 minutes left in the third quarter? 16 minutes left in, like, Nick Arbuckle had 21 yards passing. I'm not even a
there was a
full-time
glitch.
media
It
member.
doesn't- They didn't
I
put
don't-
in
there
21 yards
shouldn't-
and like
There shouldn't be a glitch at this point, Darrin. They're not inventing the atom bomb. They're not curing cancer. They're simply putting up stats from one CFL game, 2 quarters of action. It's garbage.
you know what's not garbage?
Oh my God.
What's up, Willie? How you doing, brother?
Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah. Willie Jefferson joining the show. He's strolling.
He's strutting.
He's strutting. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I like that
Enjoying
chain.
the show.
You got a number 5 on the chain? Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife bought this for me.
Very nice. You gave her some birthday wishes on the broadcast tonight. Is it her birthday?
Birthday was yesterday, July
Okay.
31st.
Happy birthday, Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Willie. Let's talk about it. What is it with you and the Argos? Because like last week was last week, but this week you were playing very similar to how you played against this Argos team in the Grey Cup. I know it's not the result you guys wanted. Okay. We don't have to go down that road, but I told you after the Grey Cup, that might have been the best football game I have ever seen you play. And tonight, you were possessed. That's the word I used. You were possessed. You were out of your mind. You had 4 knockdowns. You had a strip sack that led to 6. You were all over the place. What is it with you and the Argos, man?
Man, it's just the week. It's nothing against the Argos, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anybody that we play against, I try to give my best. And JY, our defensive coordinator was calling some plays that I really liked, that I knew I could win on, and like the defensive line was just on another mindset tonight, right? Last week had a good showing, 5 sacks. Vaught had the touchdown and everything. It's just with the weather and then the field. Being in Toronto, it's a tough place to play and stuff like that. But being at home in front of 32,000, having
That's some fuel, hey?
feet, being able to stick, having a good atmosphere, good environment. Just it was a good night. Like I said, man, it was just a good night to be in Princess Auto Stadium, and the defensive line, the defense had a great game. The special teams had a great game. The offense stayed on the field as much as they could. Kept moving the chains. It was a good night. Hopefully,
What do you got for him, Schnitzy? Schnitzy, I can tell he's got questions for you.
There's nothing specific about the Argonauts or Toronto. Anybody can get it when when the defense plays how we play. If we can get off the field on second down, it's gonna be a good night for the defense.
No doubt.
And
Willie,
my boy Trey had a night. So
Man.
Great night. Kickoff return. First, I think that's our first kickoff return of the season. You know what I'm saying? And then I think that was our first punt return of the season, right? It was a great time for him. It was a great time for the special teams, to do that in front of our home crowd and stuff like that. Big game, coming off a loss, putting us back in the win column and things like that. Special teams in the CFL can really spark it up.
Willie, I was curious. I mean, amazing game, by the way, and we're just so blessed to have you in blue and gold. the way that you pump up the crowd, the intensity you bring, your talent, the way you could take over a game. I don't think we talk about knockdowns enough in football because they are absolutely game changing, and to have 4 is just unbelievable. Like, it's unfathomable to me. Take us through what goes into a knockdown from a football player's perspective. How do you time them? How do you read the quarterback? How do you get your arm up there at the right time? Like, so much goes into those knockdowns.
Yeah. Give us the science of the knockdown, Willie. You're kind of an expert.
The science of the knockdown will make it easy for you. You know, we can go into a full tutorial another time, but I'm gonna give you the short version, right? When you get off the ball, rushing the quarterback, you know, trying to get around the corner. Quarterbacks usually like to throw the ball through the short passes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Short passes, intermediate passes. Like to throw the ball through the A gap or the B gap. When you pass rush, you only have so many seconds, right? If I was to get outside and pass rush against an offensive tackle and things like that, and I see the quarterback get to his depth and then, you know, stop and then put his hand on the ball. You know, most quarterbacks do the pat before they throw the ball, they touch it, and then the ball comes back, right? You know what I'm saying? Once I see the ball come back like that, and I know I'm not at the position to finish on the quarterback, coming around the edge or coming in front of him, right? I just got to get my hands up. I'm trying to get in that throwing lane, for my basketball people, you know, in the passing lane, right? You know, when you're trying to make a pass, if you can get in that lane, get your hand in that lane, it's going to equal into a steal. You know, fast break going the other way. But if I can get in that passing lane, whether it be in that A gap or that B gap, when they're trying to throw those short intermediate passes, you know, I can get my hand on the ball, get a tip, a knockdown, you know, and if it's a tip going back the other way, it's a possibility for my guys to, you know, intercept the ball or it get knocked down again. Or, you know, if I tip it and it goes up in the air, it's free game for me or one of the other defensive linemen and things like that. But then if I tip it and it goes back, then it's just a dead ball. So,
well, some people in the live chat made it even more simple than that. The science of the knockdown is be 6'7", have huge mitts, have long arms, and, you know, have the hops like Willie J's got. That's how.
So no,
Willie, I got to ask you this. Do you like sacks?
6'7". Everybody can have, you know, the 7 foot wingspan.
They did.
And everybody can have, you know, size 3X hands. So, you know, if you can have one of the 3, you have a possibility. You have a chance, right?
This is what I want to know, Willie, because you keep mentioning the crowd at the Madhouse on Matheson, as I call it, Princess Auto Stadium.
I like that.
It's a Madhouse, baby. The place rocks.
Chancellor Matheson.
You keep mentioning it. Okay. You mention your teammates. You mention, you know, like the big plays guys made and all of that. Have you ever had more fun in your life? Like you played at Baylor. Okay. You were a Baylor Bear. You played in some big stadiums. You were a Rough Rider. You were an Edmonton Eskimo. You won the Grey Cup at Princess Auto Stadium back in 2015 when you were wearing 99 for Edmonton, right? Have you ever had more fun in your life playing football than in front of those Winnipeg fans?
No, this is the best time. This is the best time I say I could really have in front of fans, right? You know, when I was at Baylor, it was a different vibe. You know, college atmosphere. You know, touchdowns and sacks and things like that are very celebrated, and the college football atmosphere is something to admire. You know, tailgating and all that good stuff, and then being a part of the Edmonton organization at that time when we were winning and things like that in 2014, 2015. That was fun.
That was a good team, man.
To see how, you know, a community would surround a team and come out and support a team. That was my first time seeing that in the CFL, but then leaving Edmonton to go to Saskatchewan and to be a part of that organization and to see how huge an organization can be in the community to a province here in Canada. You know, right? Like I know that Winnipeg has the loudest fans in the CFL, and we sell out games, right? We got cheap seats and all that good stuff, but you know, in Saskatchewan, they really do get behind they fans, and then like coming here to play the Banjo Bowl as a Rough Rider, the fans would do a lot of heckling and all that good stuff, and made the games absolutely fun. I have a story. I'm not gonna tell y'all on here. I'll tell you another day.
You're teasing us now.
But when I was here in, I think I was in Edmonton, and we played here, and it was a funny story. But being a rider and then coming here and play at the Banjo Bowl game, you know how those games went for me and stuff like that. Like the fans were chirping me and stuff like that. But then to leave all of that and then come here and then see how the fans participate on second down, how the fans participate when the offense is on the field, how the fans love when Poppy makes his field goals, all the good stuff, right? When Dembski scores, when Brady scores, when Brady gets first downs, when Dembski gets first downs, when Zach does something amazing, all those good things, right? It's absolutely amazing to see. And like I said, this is where I've been. This is the longest I've been a part of an organization. So, I feel like this is a family to me, especially with the fans. We've had 9 sold out games in a row, right? Something like that. So, like a lot of teams can't say they had that, like, right? So the fans are really behind us, win, lose, or draw, and this is a fun time, since 2019 till now, I'm riding a wave and just trying to recreate, those memories that we had in 2019 and 2021.
Well, I'm sorry, Schnitzy. I got to ask him, like, first of all, you're probably an easy man to hate, Willie, when you're playing for the other team, right? I can't imagine, right? And you just mentioned Bomber fans when you were a Rough Rider and that sort of thing. But, if you're an Argo fan tonight, like, I can't imagine that. Okay, so when Bob McGregor, the Princess Auto Stadium Blue Bombers stadium voice, says, and that's another Winnipeg,
first
do
down.
Guys on the sideline say first down? You ever heard like a teammate, or do you say that's another Winnipeg first down?
First
along with the
down.
crowd.
That way. Move the sticks.
That way.
My Nick Dembski.
That's your guy. Okay, Schnitzy, what do you got for him before we got to let Willie go? We'll let you go eventually, Willie. I know.
One more question.
Okay.
All right. Willie,
appreciate your time.
What gives you more joy, a sack or a knockdown?
Sacks.
Yeah, still the sack.
The sacks, the knockdowns come, right? The knockdowns come. It's not just me, right? It's some of the play calling. Our defensive coordinator and Rich, those JY and Rich, those guys know defenses, know the game and stuff like that. And they try to put me in the best spot to impact the game, and I appreciate those guys so much, right? And when the plays come, I just try to make the play. And when I get to the sideline, I think JY, and I think DP, and I think Rich. And I always go to Ocean and ask him what I could do better. I absolutely
good on you.
Can't wait to see the film tomorrow and see why I missed the second strip sack.
You know what, Willie? That's a leader, though. You go to your head coach, good game, bad game, middle game, whatever. You say, what can I do better? That's a leader right there. They were talking about it on TSN after the game, how when they got you, and by the way, this team has been in the Grey Cup every single year you have worn blue and gold, as someone just pointed out in the live chat. But when they got you, they knew they were getting a good player. They didn't know the leader they were getting in Willie Jefferson. You said no more questions, so I'll end on that comment. But wasn't expecting this tonight, Willie. Nice little surprise. Thanks for that.
I saw it when I opened up my Twitter, and I was like, let me see what these guys are talking about. And then I saw how you guys had it set up, and I was enjoying it on the ride home, and I started writing in the chat, and I got home to this good Wi-Fi, and I said, you know what, let me see if I can hop on here. So, and I also wanted to show my outfit from the game tonight. You know, I got my grip on, got my.
Look at that. Look at that chain, the hat, everything's set off. You got it, buddy. You got it. Willie, thanks for this, brother. Have a great rest tonight. Have a great time tomorrow.
Be safe. Have some fun. Celebrate the win. We're on to Calgary.
On to Calgary. Thanks, Willie J.
Thanks, Willie.
That was awesome. Willie Jefferson, impromptu guest here on Game Day After Dark, Bonfire Sports. You never know what you're going to get. You never know what you're going to get. How cool was that, Schnitzy?
That was great. I had so many things I wanted to ask him, and maybe the sack versus the knockdown was a dumb question, because I think you always want to get a sack. But I was just curious. I was wondering, is he going to say knockdown? Because if he says knockdown, that's pretty surprising. But
I think that was a good question, because you've been listening to me a lot and me saying how a sack is as good as a knockdown, or a knockdown is as good as a sack, right?
Yeah. No, that was awesome. That's why. Yeah. This streaming, right? It's so fun because you can just get impromptu stuff like that. And hey, Willie's always improvising, right? So it's fitting that he was improvising tonight. Great to have Willie Jefferson on. Yeah. So
amazing get. That's amazing. Right, Isha boy. That's right.
Isha boy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. So my Westwood ride to the right was Genius Sports. I don't care if they T-Will. It's hard-hitting questions from Schnitz. T-Will, apparently he saw me in the tailgate. He didn't even say hi. Come on. Hey, a super chat.
Everett,
Thanks, Everett left.
Yeah.
Thanks,
$2.79. Willie, your energy, spirit, and ability is loved. $2.79. Much appreciated. Thanks, Everett.
Thank you, Everett.
Yeah.
Maybe Darrin will send that to me with, registered mail or something.
Yep. Yeah. Next time Willie J joins us live, I'll send it all to you.
Did you have a Westwood White to the right, buddy?
Well, it was probably me. This was my Westwood White to the right. I mentioned this. I jumped on with Luke Wilson in his Twitter space last night. He was kind of doing like a live stream Twitter space.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I mentioned it on it, and then I kind of regretted it afterwards because I'm sure TSN people were listening. But I'm giving the Westwood wide to the right. It's a miss. The Bombers played in Winnipeg at 7:30 tonight. The Winnipeg Sea Bears of the Canadian Elite Basketball League played in Winnipeg at 7:30 tonight. TSN carries every CFL game live coast to coast. They carry certain CEBL games live coast to coast. They chose the Bombers Saskatchewan Rattlers game tonight with the same time tip-off as the Blue Bombers kickoff to go coast to coast. So the crowd at the Sea Bears game was still really good. I think there's still like 6,000 people there, which, by the way, this is year 3 of the Sea Bears. That would have shattered the previous attendance record in the CEBL from 3 years ago when the Sea Bears, like 9 of their 10 first games, all broke the record. Okay. 6,000 tonight still would have broke that record. It was a little less than the 7,500, 8,500, 9,000 that they get sometimes. But it was a national game in Winnipeg. You got a Winnipegger and Rod Black calling the game. You got my good friend Dave Crook on color commentary. You got my good friend and friend of the show, Joey Slattery, on a national broadcast doing sidelines. And it's up against a Winnipeg game in Winnipeg, both live coast to coast on TSN. Missed opportunity. Big time. Should have did the Edmonton game last week. Just the Sea Bears Edmonton Stingers game. That's my wide to the right. Do you got a Happy Honker award?
Well, I mean, I did have a happy honker until the best happy honker in the history of the show just happened with Willie Jefferson coming on the show. So Willie Jefferson is my happy honker because he comes on the chat, he hears the show, he wants to join the show, and here he is. But if I had to give a honorable mention in the third quarter with 11 minutes left, Darrin, Liram Hajrullahu is kicking off after they get a quick touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And they kick it short because they've, obviously realized that maybe it's not a good idea to kick it to Trey Vavl, who has 2 kick return touchdowns. By the way, doesn't that mean someone won $1 million? We got to find out who won $1 million.
I think
anyway.
no. I think that's 2 kickoff return touchdowns. Not
seriously.
Yeah,
they don't count a punt return. Oh my god.
No, because a punt return could be like 50 yards. This one, both were 95, 97, whatever it was, 93 and 97. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they short kick it, and who catches it cleanly? But because that's harder than it seems, right? Ask Quentin Cooley, number 44, veteran Canadian linebacker, also an electrician. Shane Gauthier fields the kick cleanly. Way to go, Shane Gauthier. I mean, that's harder than it looks especially if you're not a returner, to catch that ball and you rumble a few yards. So, he can wire your house, and he was wired tonight, folks. Yeah, he actually does have an electrician company. Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, Shane Gauthier, he gets my happy honker. And O'Shea's challenge at the end of the game. Come on. How did they not call that offensive pass interference on DeMonte Coxey? But yeah, here's Quentin Cooley struggling there, but he's never returned in his life.
Well, he's not lining up as a returner, right? He's lining up as kind of but that's the thing, is the reason you have those types of guys, they're not that last level or whatever you want, first level, the farthest back level of returners. They're that next level, right? You got Michael Chris Ike, right? The fullback, but guy that has the ball in his hands often. Same with Quentin Cooley, running back. Guy with the ball in his hands often, but big dudes that can block. That's what you put at that second level. And tough one here for sure. Here's the thing. It bounces high, and then it didn't bounce at all. And that's where he was. See, watch it bounce. It bounces, good bounce. It bounces 2 feet high, and then it just literally dribbles. It doesn't bounce again. He's expecting it to bounce and scoop it right there, and it just rolls on the ground. I mean, just fall on it. It's a live football. Just dive on the ball.
And Darrin, what happened to him in the opening? I know you were calling a Sea Bears game, but he seemed to fumble the opening kickoff as well.
Yeah.
It didn't result in a turnover because somebody fell on it, but he's struggling. And, he'll practice, and if he wants to stay in the starting lineup, he'll get better at it. And I like Cooley. I would have liked to have seen him on offense a little bit, but just batted out. MVP says.
Yeah. I don't even like batting it out, because somebody can kind of come in and touch it. Right? I said, just jump on the ball, secure the ball, secure the rock. Paul Apolice, when he was offensive coordinator of the Blue Bombers, they had a saying kind of in their offensive meeting room: the ball is the cup.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
What's the cup? The Grey Cup. The ball is the cup. You want the Grey Cup? You secure the ball like it's the cup. The ball is the cup. I like that. Didn't make sense to me at first, but then I thought about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to think about things for a while before they sink in.
Hey, I'm I don't even. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on. I'm on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
I'm on that train too, buddy. Okay,
Yeah.
what do we got? What do we got next?
The bonfire burning point tonight. A lot of people
Mm.
were chiming in with theirs. This is from a little earlier. Happy Honker watching Britt Dort interview Willie Jefferson. He could rest his chin on her head. That is probably true. Yep. Yep. She is a diminutive. Willie is a monster of a person. Yeah. But I thought I had some of the bonfire burning points in there, in my saved comments from earlier. Is there a moment that you think, what? I'm gonna say this is. I'm pulling this up here. This is my bonfire burning point. I will play it right now. This was a great set of hands from the new 33 in town, Tony Jones.
Yeah.
I understand there's still 7 minutes left, and Strevler turned it over, later, and this was a one-score game, but that was following the Cooley, Bumble, and Toronto taking over. Jones came right back with it. I think that was another reason why Winnipeg was so impressive tonight, Schnitzy. To me, who wasn't watching super closely because of my commitments to the Sea Bears, but it was the immediate response, right? It was like pick 6 for Cam Judge, Trey Vavl, return touchdown, right? Cooley fumbles on that return. Tony Jones, interception, back the other way. Tavares McFadden, end zone interception. And the Bombers defense then responded with, you know what? This could be your bonfire burning point as well. There was that, but there was also this. Following the McFadden interception, they didn't show a replay of this. Right off the hop. Right, Cramdy pressures Kyrie Wilson with the knockdown, and then I'll jump ahead. There's the guy. Willie J. Crowd lit at this point. 6-point lead, less than 3 minutes remaining. Tavares McFadden has that end zone interception to take points off the board from Winnipeg. And 1st and 10, they get a knockdown from Cramdy and from Wilson. 2nd and 10, Willie J with his 3rd knockdown of the game. Back-to-back knockdowns that...
Look at his hips get into that.
I told you the gyration. I told you. You were like, gyration? What are you talking? That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
This is a great view here. It was the response. I know bonfire burning point's a point, right? Tony Jones, I think that's a fair one. But it was Winnipeg's response. The big plays that they made. The big plays that they made when they needed them. When it was needed. Toronto gets a little momentum. We're coming right back at you. That's the reason Winnipeg won tonight.
Yeah. I think that's really well said, Darrin. I mean, whether it was the defense or the special teams or the offense in spots, it was truly like the definition of complementary football. When the offense wasn't going, when it turned the ball over, the defense came up huge. And when the offense couldn't score points, the special teams were scoring points. The defense was scoring points, right? When the defense lets that long touchdown drive capped off by Nick Arbuckle with 28 seconds into the 4th quarter with that 56-yard touchdown to DeMonte Coxey, who's a bomber killer, right?
He's a league killer. He's killing everybody this year.
Yeah, and then Cooley fumbles. The Argos get it back, and 2 plays later, Tony Jones picks it off returns it for 15 yards to the Winnipeg 49, 7:22 of the fourth quarter. That was just absolutely massive, Darrin. Bombers then rushed 3 yards with Oliveira. Then Strevler on 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 7 hits Dembski for an 8-yard pass. Then Strevler hits Dembski again for 10 yards. Then he rushes 2 yards. Then
it sounds
Brady
like Jason
Oliveira,
Hogan dialed up a pretty good game plan.
Jason Hogan in that moment did well, right? But then but that's when the Strevler pass was intercepted. That was the end of the drive by McFadden. So yeah, not the greatest by Hogan there. But absolutely got momentum back, because at that point, the way the Argos were quickly scoring and marching, it was very concerning. And I thought, oh my goodness, the Argos are going to win this game because the Bombers have fumbled it away. But that was absolutely huge by Tony Jones. Another super chat.
Big thanks to Back to Back Blue, $6.99. Thank you very much, Back to Back Blue. They say needed one, got one. Great crowd, great energy tonight. Another great night at PA Stadium. Go Blue, says Back to Back Blue with the super chat and $6.99. There's a nice cold glass of beer for you there, Schnitzy.
A Coors Light.
Yeah. Why?
Well, for $6.99, I don't know if I can get like a premium beer.
Sure, you could from the LC.
Not that I'm thumbing my nose. $6.99,
as my dad calls it, from the Liquor Commission.
How quaint!
Going to the Liquor Commission. Love that.
How quaint. Okay, game balls, buddy. Who's your game ball? What's your game ball?
I'm going with Retta Cramdy. I'm going with Willie Jefferson, Trey Vavl. I'm going with Eric Lofton for stepping in on the offensive line tonight. And the crowd gets 32,000 game balls.
Yeah. Section 128, I'm going to give a game ball to, especially Darrin. They were absolutely lit. Oh my goodness. And our friend Mr. Hustler was in section 128 sitting in front of us. We had a great time. You know who you are. Section 128, Vicky.
I like that.
Michelle.
You know who you are.
Steve. All our friends in section 128 just had a great time.
Hey, and how about all of our friends that are going to be on the Huss bus and the Bonfire bus going to Labor Day with the 1930 crew? Are we sold out?
There was 2 spots left. So
there might be 2 spots left.
Yeah. Someone in our section told me she was coming on the trip for the very first time because she saw how much fun I was having, how much fun you were having, Darrin, and she wants to join the party. So that was great. I like the Cramdy pick because Cramdy was asked to come in and play. There's us from Sam to safety. Oh yeah, that was great. Sam, he goes to safety, and the Argos got a couple of 30-yarders on that secondary, Darrin, but that secondary was roasted in the past 3 games with big plays. And whether it was Cramdy stepping in at safety or Griffin coming in at Sam or Jamal Parker before he got injured, and I hope he's okay. Jamal Parker goes in at field side corner, then Vavl replaces him late in the game after the injury. The secondary gets a game ball because they stiffened at the right time and they did enough to win. And Cramdy is kind of the quarterback of that secondary. And I don't know that he's ever even played safety, at least not professionally, Darrin.
Who's that?
Cramdy. I've never seen him play safety.
I think Retta Cramdy was a safety at the University of Montreal. And I do believe he has played, like he's been a guy that has lined up at safety in Bombers practice. Like he is that.
But so versatile, hey? Like,
yeah, he is.
Just great on Cramdy, but I also, of course, Captain Obvious here. We have to give, Bond struggled tonight. He got beaten by Cokes, but everyone's getting
Cam
beaten
Allen
by
waiting in the wings on the practice roster.
I wonder about, but Bonds has been good in the past though. Like I want to give him some more time. I don't know about Bonds.
They got Cam Allen, Marquise Bridges. Don't get me started. They have got Dexter Lawson Jr. They got guys there. Schnitzy, do have to. You guys can hit pause and read those spots on the practice roster. There's your injured list. There's your Bombers coaching staff. Schnitzy, we got another super chat in maybe the ultimate troll of the night, because $42 from Jeffrey Townsend, who says, for the point differential in the 2 previous Stamps versus Bombers games.
Oh, that's great.
Ponied up the dough.
Jeffrey. You should send him a bonfire hat just for that.
Man.
I need a new bonfire hat, by the way. My dog ate my block. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Do you know where to go for your bonfire hat?
Yeah, show us.
I don't know if I can show, but similar to bonfiresports.ca/live or /Facebook or /IG or /Instagram, bonfiresports.ca/hat takes you to the 𝘎𝙤𝙤𝙧𝙨 website where you can order a bonfire hat. Shipping in the city is kind of expensive, but they have got a great new spot in Fort Garry. Be sure to check them out. But yeah, you can find their website, bonfiresports.ca/hat. And you can get yourself one of these. The nice little...
Very nice.
Yeah. I might have to get Willie J one for that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to you, Jeffrey Townend. Love it. It's not Townsend, folks. It's Townend. At least say his name right. I know you want to say Townsend, but I think it's Townend. Townend. Oh. He's at the end of town. 854 Hazeldale, maybe.
854 Hazeldale.
So I of course we have to give a game ball to the man, the second coming of Janarian. Remember Janarian Grant's first game in August 2019 against the Stamps, Jeffrey? 2 return touchdowns. That was the beginning of the Janarian Grant era in Bomberland. And coincidentally, tonight, Janarian Grant plays for the Argos. Again, the cover teams of the Bombers were exceptional, Darren. That's something we're not talking about enough. The cover teams of the Bombers on returns have been great. Credit to Mike Miller and Trey Vavl. Like, he was a guy a little bit maligned, right? Everybody says much maligned all the time. What about a little bit maligned? For putting some balls on the turf. And here he comes, like, what resilience to come back and pace the Bombers to this win with a 93-yard kickoff return touchdown and a 97-yard, I think it was the punt that was 97. I could be wrong. 97-yard punt return touchdown. Maybe the punt return touchdown of the year, actually. And folks, you have to credit those trench workers, those the guys on return team blocking for Vavl. It's not all on Vavl. It's those, and maybe I'd have to look back, but guys like Jonathan Jones made the active roster for the first MMA star. John Jones was on the roster. A guy like that blocking, maybe that made a big difference. I'd have to look back, right? You've got Connor Shea, 6 overall pick for the Bombers. Jalen Smith, I think he was 12th for the Bombers. Like, these are the special. This is why we love the CFL, Darren, because the special teams is a true third pillar of the game. It was a difference tonight.
Yeah.
And
doinks,
I just love
returns, takeaways, turnovers. Lots.
Oh, there was a lot going on. An illegal kickoff by Sergio Castillo that he'd want to have back, but no flags.
I think Toronto got penalized for only having 6 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
late in the game.
That's something that we got to end it here, but it's almost 1 a.m. here. But Toronto had a lot of penalties tonight at some inopportune times. We can go through that maybe another time, but that really killed Toronto in some ways. 97 yards of penalties, but Trey Vavl, credit to him. Great game. historic game, right? So
and people didn't like it, but I said it and I meant it. It was a must-win game for Winnipeg, and they won. They found a way to win. Waiters wants one more hour. You're not getting it, Waiters. You're not getting it. Real quick, a couple comments. Gary Schur says, DB, do you know why Paul Friesen hasn't been covering the Bombers lately? Paul Friesen works his ass off. It's 1 a.m. I can say that. He's taking some time off. Good for him. Like, they have a 2-person newsroom, right? They got new guy, good guy in Gord Anderson, and they got Paul Friesen. So Gord's holding down the fort right now, and Friesen will be back soon.
Look at this.
What's that?
Scott Westman. Love that guy. Look at this super chat.
We got a hammer? Oh, brother.
Look at this.
The president, El Presidente of the Football Reporters of Canada, Jeff Hamilton. $20 from the hammer.
Illustrious award winner, Big J journalist,
yes.
Jeff Hamilton.
Canadian Association of Journalists Best Investigative Piece in 2024. Awarded recently in 2025. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but yeah. Mike O'Shea even gave Jeff Hamilton a little bit of a hat tip tonight. He said, "Who's this?" Right out of the beginning of the press conference. "Who's this in the middle with the recorder?" Said, "Good to see you," or something like that. Yeah, Jeff Hamilton there. Hammer.
Oh man, wow! Like what a star-studded show today.
I know, everybody's here.
Willie Jefferson, Connor Hrabchak, Pat Rathwell, Seawalk, Waiters,
even Schnitzy talking in the third person.
Always.
You think I'd forget that?
Jeff Hamilton.
Yeah.
Putting the hammer to the nail at the end. All the big guns come to Bonfire.
Yeah. Lee Mack, what's with hey, what's all this money talk? $42, $20 for what? For supporting us here on the show. You know, we do this with a lot of passion. We put in a lot of work. We appreciate it a lot. Big thanks to everybody. Whether you've given, like, if you've given a super chat, thank you. Jeffrey Townend, I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I didn't know that. Not sorry for calling you a troll at times, because you know what you're doing. you know. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But even if you don't, there's ways you can support. That's by watching. That's by sharing. That's by subscribing. That's by giving us a thumbs up. Would really appreciate it if you did that. And would really appreciate it if you share it with somebody in your life. Just use that share button and follow us on social media. You can find us everywhere at Bonfire WPG. And like I said about 1 million times tonight, BonfireSports.ca / and then whatever you want. You want the hat. You want Instagram. You want Twitter. You want X, same thing. You can put the X. It'll also take you to the Twitter. And yes, what's the money for? It's for Schnitzy's dog toys.
Yep. That Daphne already killed a tree in my house, so she's costing us a lot of money. It's expensive. You know, it turns out if your dog rips up all the bark at the bottom of the tree, it kills that tree. Yep. Thanks, Daphne.
Yeah, appreciate all you guys. Schnitzy, appreciate you too, man. Burning the midnight oil, killing it tonight. And I don't know why suddenly you look so much shorter. Here, can I bring you up?
I don't know, because I'm 5'6 3/4.
I think shoes. Your chair was like on the gas, right? Like the gas spring. And
yeah.
As time goes by, you're getting shorter and shorter, and Willie Jefferson's getting taller and taller. For the butter ripple on the bus. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Kenny who? Rennie who? Ooh. I'll have to fire those boys a text tomorrow and see if they like that comment. Can't imagine they do.
Ouch.
Waiters, looking forward to your show with Connor Hrabchak on Monday on Winnipeg Sports Talk. And I'm looking forward to breaking down the Bomber Stampeders double rematch next week here on Game Day After Dark, after Walby and I set things up on Game Day Winnipeg in the pregame show.
With the big guy, another legend on Bonfire.
Yeah. Finally get to talk about a win.
Yeah.
On Monday. Yeah.
I almost thought we were the albatross with the Bombers because we hadn't talked about a win. T-Kona, Paulie.
Thanks, Paulie.
Look
Super
at that.
Chat, $10. First Willie J then Big J, GD, show Pyros. I think that's good show Pyros. Willie J, then Big J, good show Pyros. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Paulie.
We got Willie J, we got the Big J journalist and Hammer, and then we got T-Kona Paulie, another legend.
The Big J. I gotcha. Real journalist. Yes. Yes. And people still hitting that thumbs up. Subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. If you're watching us elsewhere, head over to YouTube. And wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, go to that other channel and subscribe and support us that way. Leave a comment if you're not watching live. You can comment down below. That all helps. Share it. And we appreciate all of that. Dan Lefevre, what's he up to? Great parting question from Bomber fan. Okay, Schnitzy, I'll leave it to you here. Great show tonight. Have a great long weekend. Enjoy.
Absolutely. Well, listen, folks. Willie Jefferson surprisingly joined us as a guest. And Darrin Bauming and Trey Vavl did the rest. Sayonara, everybody.